catches bizarre mystery fish. An angler from Miri caught a bizarre yet-to-be-identified fish on November the 3rd. The mystery fish has a large head and is covered with sharp spines on the top and bottom of its body. Its body gets progressively smaller towards the tail. The fish, measuring over 1 foot in length, has 2 tusk-like spikes near its mouth. The alien fish was later identified as armored sea robin. Singapore haze PSI reads record high of 400. Haze hazard in Singapore has escalated to a new high as reading of PSI by National Environmental Agency Singapore hit 400. According to NEA Singapore, PSI of 101 to 200 is considered unhealthy. 201 to 300 is very unhealthy and is rated hazardous for any reading above 300. Singaporean Ministry of Health advised residents of Singapore to limit prolonged and heavy activities outdoor, especially children, the elderly, or residents with respiratory illness. Penang woman killed on trip to apply for my card. A Penang woman was killed in a horrific accident while crossing Lutong Pujut Road with her husband on October the 9th. Julan Batong and her husband, Upek Usan, from Long Palai Ulu Baram, had wanted to go to the National Registration Department to apply for MyCards after dropping by a relative's house in Piassau. Upek said minutes before the accident occurred at around 9 a.m., they were holding hands before crossing the road near the Pujut flyover. He crossed the road first and waited for Julan, but she was hit by a bus in the middle of the road. Police arrest family killer. A man who fled after killing his wife and their 2 children by gassing them in a sealed room in their double-story detached house in Cebu on July the 5th had been arrested in Bintulu. Tiang, the suspect, was spotted by a man while sleeping at a petrol station in his wife's car, which he drove to escape from his house at Lane 1B, Pulau Lihua. The man, who apparently knew Tiang, immediately alerted the police, who rushed to the scene to make the arrest. AirAsia offers 10,000 free seats. AirAsia offered 10,000 free seats for flights between Peninsular Malaysia and East Malaysia for all Malaysians as part of the One Malaysia integration program with AirAsia, launched on January the 9th by Prime Minister Datuk Seri Najib Abdul Razak. These free seats were for the immediate travel period from January the 14th to February the 4th, 2013. The offering generated much interest among local travelers. Express boat sinks near Balaga. The Balaga district office had confirmed that the Balaga to Kapit express boat, which departed at 8 a.m. on May the 28th, sank near Tanjung Gian Bungan, about an hour's boat ride from Balaga. The express boat was likely to have struck a rock before it sank. A total of 181 passengers of the overloaded express boat were rescued. Authorities believe 23 passengers were missing following interviews with family members and survivors. Inferno razes 100 Cebu houses. The history of 2 Malay settlements in Cebu, which were erected more than a century ago, was partially erased when at least 100 wooden houses in Kampong Dato and Kampong Hilir were razed in the worst fire to hit the state in 2013. As at 8:30 p.m., a total of 653 people from 107 families had been registered as fire victims of the 3:40 p.m. blaze, which was believed to have started from a house in Kampong Hilir, which was vacated about 6 months ago. Fended by strong winds, the fire spread rapidly to Kampong Dato and almost reached the nearby Paramount Hotel. The roads serving both kampongs become impassable when raging fire along the riverbank spread across the road to continue its trail of destruction. Businessman shot in murder attempt. A businessman who runs several pubs and reflexology outlets in Miri was shot by an unidentified assailant at Jalan Merbau at about 5 p.m. on March the 8th. The victim was rushed to hospital with 2 serious gunshot wounds, one which grazed his right cheek and another hitting his eye. He was alone in his black Nissan Murano SUV at a traffic light near Miri Polyclinic and petrol station when a motorcyclist pulled up on the driver's side and fired 3 shots with a handgun before fleeing. Lim managed to make a phone call for help, but members of the public, including staff from the polyclinic, immediately came to his aid and rushed him to the Miri hospital. NASA predicts total blackout in December 2012. U.S. scientists predict universe change, total blackout of planet, for 3 days from December 23, 2012. It is an alignment of the universe where the Sun and the Earth will align for the first time. The Earth will shift from the current 3rd dimension to 0 dimension, then shift to the 4th dimension. During this transition, the entire universe will face a big change, and we will see an entire brand new world. NASA denied the claim and further explained that the alignment was probably the passing of the Sun as seen from Earth across the approximate center of our galaxy on December 21, 2012. This happens every year at about the same time and portends nothing in terms of earthly events, good or evil, given that the galactic center is some 28,000 light-years away. It's a cosmic non-event. Sulu claims spread to Sarawak. The founder of Bangsa Moro separatist group, the Moro National Liberation Front, Nur Mishwari, has claimed that Sarawak is also part of his clan's ancestral lands. Mishwari was reported saying he and his clan were the true owners of Sabah and Sarawak, and that history would bear out that both states were the original properties of his great-great-grandfather. The leader, who is also former governor of the autonomous region in Muslim Mindanao, also admitted that his relatives and MNLF group members were among those who went to Lahad Datu but denied instigating the invasion.